Hi everybody, welcome to the OAGRC. I am Craig, thank you for joining me. I have treated myself to a 3D printer. I've got a Bambu Lab A1 Mini, just the printer on its own, and I'm going to take through, hopefully, a short unboxing of this, and then we're going to take a look at what 3D printing I will be doing for the RC hobby. As well as, I think also Mini OAG has decided that she wants to do a whole host of other stuff with this, but it will be being used for the channel. Right, let's give you a tour of the Bambu Lab A1 Mini. It requires a little bit of sub-assembly, nothing too difficult, and if you're used to doing RC cars, you'll find it pretty easy to follow the quick start guide. First thing that I've been told is you do not touch the print bed because that can leave residue on there and make it very, very difficult to release your prints. I had this over here I had to put on, which is the ejector for any sort of filament poop that comes off. They call it poop. It's the strands of excess filament that comes off. That's the print head there. We fed a tiny little bit of filament that we got with it through the tubes and into the print head, ready to rock and roll. Yeah, that was pretty much it. So I'm going to get this plugged in now, and we'll get our first test print underway. So I've got it all set up at our station. What's really frustrating when you want to play with your new toy is suddenly when it decides it's got to download a firmware update. So we've been waiting now about 5 minutes, but the tension builds. Right, we've started our first 3D print. There's a little bit of configuration that went on at the start, making sure that everything was lined up and we had the filament all in the right place. And now it's just kicking off, and we're going to print this little mini boat, apparently. So it's just working out where it's going to start from. It's already printed off this little bit of plastic poop that's come out as it's calibrated the printer, and now we're getting ready to lay down the first layer on the print bed. All very, very exciting. We've never done anything like this before, so it is a first for us at the OAG RC. And you can see already the shape of our boat taking shape at the bottom there. It's underway, doing its thing. First layer's down. We're going to leave it now. It's going to take about 16 minutes to complete this, and we'll take a look at what we get at the end. Right, boat update. This is where we're at so far. It's been going for about 5 minutes. I'm impressed with how quick it is. A lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. I think when I finally get some RC car parts on here, it's going to go quite quick, actually, because they're not going to be much bigger than this, really. I'm quite impressed by the technology. Really easy to configure, really easy to set up. Yeah, happy days so far. So there we go. We finished our Benchy test benchmark 3D printer. I like the detail. Look at the little steering wheel inside. It's really cool, isn't it? I thought it was good, fairly good quality. There's no stringiness to it at all. It seems to have printed quite good. It was warm to touch, but it wasn't hot when we finished. That there was the waste that we had come off of the printer when we did it. It's all worked quite well. Now, the next step for me is I'm going to print a few accessories for the printer, and then we're going to get stuck into thinking about making some RC parts. Right, it's been about 2 weeks since I unboxed that 3D printer and did that short video that you saw a minute ago of us doing the test print. And now what I've got in front of me is a whole host of other stuff that I've 3D printed, mainly for the hobby, but we'll start with this little fellow in the corner here. This is a 3D printed fiddle toy. And I cannot tell you how many of these I've had to print for Mini OAG, between little snakes like this that you can wrap around your finger and do stuff like that, and clickers and buttons that you press and things that you slide. Seems that every kid is fascinated with these things and dragons and stuff like that. So we've done quite a few of those, but that's not really hobby related. First hobby related print I did were these things over here. So these are Tamiya paint pot holders. And the reason I printed these off is because I am forever knocking over my little Tamiya X paints, and I'm doing the fine details with the brushes. I keep knocking the pots over and they spill all over the desk. So I'm printing off these. The pot sits inside them, perfect little snug fit, and it's designed a little bit like a Dutch bucket for flowers. It just doesn't easily tip unless you really tip it over. So the design of that means we're not easily going to spill it. We're not going to lose all of our paint everywhere. And I printed off a couple of those to help me when I'm doing my painting. This one over here is, or these two are very similar, and I'll come on to this one in a second. But these are designed to go into the IKEA pegboards that go on the back of, and everyone's got them in their studios or in their garages or whatever it may be. And that's designed for me to slot my hex drivers into there, and that'll just sit in that IKEA pegboard at the back there and give me plenty of additional space to keep my drivers, but it'll keep them all up off the work surface. And I'm actually tempted to do something similar for the Tamiya ones and put those up there as well. So that was pretty cool. This is a similar design system. So if I pick this up very carefully, you'll see at the back, it's got the holders to clip in at the back onto the pegboard. So that will sit up on the pegboard like that. But these trays on the inside remove out. There's a little lip here. And those just sort of slot in. So they're in there pretty firmly. But they're designed to be able to pull them out. And what I'm deciding to keep in there is little nuts, body post clips, and little screws, all those odds and sods that you end up getting on the desk that just clutter up. And I'd imagine we'll end up with quite a few of these over the next couple of months. But the great thing about those is you can remove that, you can drop that down onto the desk, use it to do stuff, pop back up, and it's all stored up out of the way on the pegboard. So I quite like that. The next thing I printed was this fella back here. Now that is exactly what you think it is. That is a 3D printed wing that will go on the back of a buggy. I wonder if you can guess which one it is before I tell you. Have a little think in the comments, and I'll come back to that in a second. Right, this one over here is a shock stand. Now there's loads of these that are available on Maker World for you to pick lots of different designs. I like this one for two reasons. Number one, similar to these, it's designed in such a way because it's bigger at the bottom, wider at the bottom than it is at the top. It's not easily going to topple over, which is a great design. It's standard shocks. I think you have to put the collar on to keep them in the top of here. But anything that comes out will run underneath. So you can put a bit of tissue paper underneath that, sit that on top. And I just like the design that it wouldn't tip over. I'm always worried about shock towers toppling over and all the oil running out all over the place. So some of the towers were taller than that. And they had little areas beneath for you to put your bits and pieces, your screws and your O-rings and all that sort of stuff in the little trays at the bottom. But I thought, well, I've got things for that. I've got those little magnetic pit mat stand things. I can do that. That's not a problem. All I wanted really was a shock stand that allows me to do that and still have the car on the car stand, because I've got a car stand that's got space for shocks. But of course, if you've got the car on there, the chassis on there, you can't put these on there. So that was why I printed that off. And for those of you that are still trying to work out what this is for, that is the rear wing for a DT-03. And most of you will know that my DT-03 rear wing is all messed up and a bit of a mess. I had the pink filament on because my daughter was using it for something she was printing. I thought, you know what, I'm going to chuck that on there. That'll go nicely on the DT-03. But as you can see with this one, if you get a little bit closer to the camera, wherever the camera is there, you can see how that 3D print slightly failed. And that was slightly annoying to me that it failed in the way that it did. This line here, look. You see that? It's really quite rough to touch. And it was all in the same area as well. So I don't know quite what happened there, whether there was something in the print or something in the filament. I'm not entirely sure, but I wasn't too happy about that. It's not on the underside. It's just on that top surface. And that's one of the things I've learned in doing this over the last couple of weeks. 3D printing's great. It's not always perfect. Something like this, it's a real simple shape, prints nice and cleanly. This one as well. Standard filaments seem to print really nicely, especially in an even temperature. Things like this, I printed that late at night. I wonder whether maybe it was cooling, maybe there was something to do with the filament. That was in a pure filament. And I think that they're designed for sort of using in, you can use them for bowls and cups and stuff like that. So they're food-wise, they're food safe. It's a food-safe filament. And I wonder whether that's why it didn't print as well. But all these are just in regular PLA filament. And they've all printed really, really nicely. This sort of beigey colour one was an aftermarket brand. I can't remember it. This was all Bambu Lab's filament. And the black in here was a Bambu Lab filament. And the yellow was a Sunly or Sunnel filament. And that one, you see there, it had some breakdowns as well where it didn't quite work properly. I didn't get that problem on the rear of these ones here. So you have to just really keep trying, try different filaments, see what works for your printer. I've been very impressed with the Bambu Labs. It's been a great start into 3D printing. My next venture is I want to do more of these things for the workshop, really. And then I'm going to start thinking about what I can print to help me out on the Orchard Raceway when we get going in 2027. So I'm going to start having a think about some of those. Maybe some camera brackets or some mounts for the cameras. Maybe something to clip the tyres together. I don't know. I'm thinking for ideas. If you guys have got any ideas on what I can 3D print, please drop them in the comments below. Let me know if you've got into 3D printing for the hobby, or if you're exploring it like I am for the first time, or if you're interested in exploring it. You can watch along with me as I do these episodes and tell you more about what I'm 3D printing. Right, that's enough for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon on the OAGRC. Good luck with your 3D printing.